What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. So, before we begin, I did a lot of off-camera work because I was tired of our small space and having to work around and how messy it was. So I decided to create a little thing. So we look over here, you may notice that I've cleaned up quite a bit. There's a lot of stuff missing here, and all these resources, the reinforced plating is going that way, the concrete's going that way. I have a line of iron ore going that way. I also cleaned up the copper setup over here. Got it all on one little one conveyor belt running up to here. And it all goes up in these smelters. We got the copper ore being smelted down here and the iron ore being smelted up here. Then both of the ingots get transferred over here, where we are turning them into various things. So on the far right here, let me slow this down a bit. That jumpiness is bugging me. Alright, so iron plates are coming out of this one, iron rods are coming out of this one, and screws are coming out of this one, and you may remember that the recipe for that calls for rods, so I did a bit of a stacking thing where it transfers ingots up here. Now you may be wondering how I've got all this so compact. Well, I can't remember what they call this setup, but normally I will try to equally divide all my resources so that way it gets the right amount to each one. Well, I got tired of doing that, and it was so hard to keep it clean and compressed, so I decided to do this system where basically it'll feed it off to the first output that's available when you put it into these splitters. If there's no additional output, it'll just keep going through the straight conveyor belts. I did this in case I wanted to add a couple more constructor lines for other things, because I've got plenty of iron ingots coming in that I can use for other stuff. From there, I'm making the plates, rods, and the screws right here, and they are being sent through a conveyor system down the line. I'll show you where that conveyor system goes in just a minute. Down here we have the copper being turned into copper wire, copper sheets, and cable, which it needs copper wire to make, so I have two constructors going into this one to make the cable. And I could also add more constructors here if I needed to. At least one more line I could fit in for copper. And I may do that for the copper sheeting, so that way we can set up AI limiters, because I really want to get into Caterium ore, I think it's what it's called, a Caterium ore. Well, anyway, and I hadn't cleaned up the reinforced plates or the concrete yet. They're still all set up down there. They weren't taking up much space, so I just kind of left them where they were for now. But this masterpiece is what took me so long. I put 6 hours in this. This is the new hub area that we're going to have, right? So this is obviously where we've been doing hub achievements, which I haven't done any since the last recording. I wanted to save that. Now, I did do a little bit of research in this thing, though. Let's see here. Jump down real quick. I've gotten better at flying in this, too. So I did a little bit of research in here for the Caterium ore, because I needed to get into that because we need to make smart splitters, and I'll show you why. Smart splitter is basically where I can set up filters where it'll only let certain items go through one output. That's right over here. I'm pretty close to having it ready. I just have to craft these AI limiters, which they're made up of copper sheets and the quick wire, I think is what it's called. And quick wire is basically this ore smelted down and turned into it. It's not super complicated, which I've actually got a disposable setup for that. Oh, and when I was building this guy somehow got stuck up here, and now he can't get down, so he's kind of my new pet. He just walks back and forth along this path. So, if anybody has a name we can come up with for this guy, he's our new pet. Trust me, I tried scaring him off to get him to jump off. He'll run to the edge and turn around. So he's stuck up here. So I figured we might as well keep him. He's a cute little boy. Actually, he's ugly as sin. But anyway, but yeah, let me explain how this whole system works. It was a pain in the butt. So the way I want my system to work is that when there's extra resources, like I want to have every resource going into a storage store, because I have a special mod that's supposed to work like applied energistics that I plan to set up. I think I have to get a little further in and get to steel at least first, but I'm not too worried. That'll probably be our next project, is to get into steel and coal power, because I'm tired of having to burn all this crap for it. I had to refill it when I started this episode because I let it run basically overnight to gather me up a crap load of resources once I had this built, because this took up a lot of resources to build. So let's go through. The easiest way I find to explain it would be to follow the conveyor belts. Now, first off, you may have noticed I have these all stacked up nice and neat. These stackable systems work so well for keeping things clean. But like I said, down here at the bottom we have the cable, then we have the copper sheets, the copper wire, the metal plates, the iron rods, the screws, the concrete, and then the advanced ore. Now I even have another belt on top I can attach. And the way I have this set up for the storage systems is actually really nice too. So each set of belts go to each side. Like these two belts go to the right side, these two sets of belts go to the left side. So the way I have it in order of the system is, this is the first one, like the very far right, and then going all the way up, and then starting back at the top, and then going all the way down. This is the very end of that row. So that's the way I have this all set up. It's really nice and clean, and I freaking love it. It took forever. The best storage system I've ever built. And I plan on decorating this whole thing once we start getting some stuff, which I'm going to tell you how we're going to do that in a bit. So let's just follow these belts real quick. Slow down a little bit. Go around the corner over here. The first thing that happens is each line is going to go through a splitter. Now I'm going to change these out with smart splitters, so that way only overflow will go through. So meaning if I pull any resources out, it'll stop exporting to this. But I have each, other than like two specific ones, every one of the resources merges in and then goes into one of these. This is called an awesome sink. It basically crushes resources I don't want into what are called tickets, that are basically a currency in a vending machine I can buy stuff with. And that's like decorations, foundations, a bunch of different cool building stuff I can use, which I'm planning on using to really spruce up this base. So anyway, so each resource goes down, goes in the splitter, and if it once I replace these with smart splitters, which we're going to be automating for a while, because I need a lot of them. I need at least one smart splitter per resource, so that's going to take at least 17 smart splitters. But anyway, the primary path that's going to go is straight to the storage. So right through here and then straight up the pipe, and then connects up to the back of each one of these storage units, which is where they're stored at. Now, I know that there's a larger storage container in the game. I just don't have it unlocked yet, and I plan on replacing all of these with those later. It's going to be kind of a pain in the butt, but I want to do it for extra storage space, as you never know what kind of builds you're going to get into, and I could use a crap load of concrete and plates when I'm doing that stuff, because all of this, all the walls and all the floors took concrete and plates, and it was a pain in the butt, because I had to wait for it to make me more, and I was just like losing my shit over it. Anyway, so you may notice that a few of these resources are still flowing. Concrete actually is the only one that didn't fill up. That's just because of how slow it produces concrete and how much of that crap I used last night when I was doing all this. That's because a few of these have the sinks turned on. I haven't turned all the sinks on because I wanted some of the resources to build up before I turn them on, because I don't have the smart splitter set up yet, but that's something we're going to work on. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Once it gets past this, it goes to the sink, and that applies to all these resources. Goes down from the bottom, goes all the way up to the top here, and then it starts at the top and goes back down. Now, the way I have the second line set up here, which we haven't even hooked anything up to yet, is basically the opposite. From the beginning, it'll still go to the splitter. Wait. No, it's pretty much the same thing, except it's not directly hooked up to the chest. It goes through a splitter and then follows the belt even further to actually reach where it goes into the storage. Either way, it's being checked to see if it's overflow first. And then it's going to merge and then go into the sink. But the sinks aren't turned on, obviously. I need to turn a few of them on, but I don't want to waste power I don't need. I more or less turned a few on for the resources I knew I was going to overfill on first, and just left those on. I may disconnect all these here in just a second, though. In fact, we can do that right here. No need to waste all that power. So, oh, This, guys, right here is the Caterium setup I was talking about. It turns the ore into ingots and then turns the ingots into quick wire. And then I have a little bit stacked up right here. I set up like 5 portable miners way over there so that way I can gather the ore. But for now, I ain't going to worry too much about it. So now you see my setup. It's nice and clean. It took forever to get all those freaking tracks set up and cleaned up. They're all tier 1, so it means it can only do up to 60 of that resource per minute, which I'm not too upset about because worst case scenario, I can just go underneath and upgrade everything once we get to a higher tier of resource. But for now, each one of these storage units can take up to 60 resources per minute with this setup. And then all I have to do is hook it up to one of the inputs. And that's basically it. That's the new storage system. I freaking love it. It took forever. I'm telling you, it took me 6 hours. I wanted to record it. I even started a recording on it, but when I realized that it was going to take forever to turn a montage that big into something that's actually viewable, because I'd have to cut it down, shave out parts that I was doing planning or waiting, and then I just knew it was going to be a pain in the butt. Next mega project, I'm going to do that, because most of the mega projects shouldn't take as much unless I decide to just go like crazy and build an absurd amount of something. Like if I decide to do that with the coal or whatever, plan out a huge build. But anyway, I don't know yet. I'm going to try to bring you guys more into the builds and try to turn them into montages. So that way you guys aren't missing as much. But I wanted to get this built. It was killing me and I didn't honestly know how I wanted to do it because I never set a successful one of these up. So I apologize if you guys wanted to see the build and I didn't show it off. It's nothing complicated. It just took forever to do. It's just got 2 sides with 17 lines coming in for a total of 34 total item resources that I want to store. Now, worst case scenario, I run out of storage, I run out of resources. I can replace some of the ones that really aren't that useful and just set up like temp storages somewhere else. But it's whatever. Like screws, I don't really see me needing to carry a lot of screws around because there's not a lot of like actual structures that require it to build it. So I don't need a lot of it, like physically. But what cables I do to make wires, sheets I do to make coal production. Copper wire is obviously for making like different cables. This is made for conveyor belts. That is also for conveyor belts and other buildings. Nails, however, I haven't found a whole lot that needs it. Hell, even the reinforced plates get used more often than the nails do. So, and the concrete. Like I said, it's the only resource I haven't filled up on. Now, I have not set up any new factories yet for like making rotors or modular plates or the smart plating, but that's something we're probably going to work on in this episode. First thing I want to build, though, is we've been procrastinating, but I want to build, if I can find it, the space elevator. And I measured it out. It fits on this platform. So let's grab some resources real quick. Right here. Yep, that's enough. Oh, wires over here. Should be the first one, right? No. Second one? Third one? Yeah, there it is. 2 and 3. Alright. So now, space elevator. Let's rotate. Actually, yeah, it's turned that way. So I like the idea of putting this up here. I'm going to put it all the way on the end over here for now. Oh, right there. That works for me. Kind of supports itself. Can I go under it, though? That's just something I must know. I guess we won't know until it finishes building. It's a big structure. I don't think I left. Aw, man. That's so annoying. Let's tear it down. So I didn't space it out correctly. Oh, probably there's an even spacing here. Tell me there's an even spacing here. Oh, there's no way to evenly space that, is there? Oh, that's gonna drive me nuts. Oh wait, no, I think it is evenly spaced. Let's place it there. Just take a look. One over. Okay, that works. Okay, yeah, that won't drive me nuts. And what I love about this being here is as I get more resources hooked up into the system, if I need to start piping them in manually, I don't have to run a bunch of freaking spaghetti just to hook up a resource temporarily. So now, once we have this all hooked up, they're going to drop something to the sky and hook this thing up. We'll back up and give you guys a bit of a bird's eye view. Come on. And it's all hooked up. They're bringing it in. Looks like it's hooking up. Nice. Alright, it's all set up. So, like the hub, this is for progressing in the game. It's a major part to progress in the game. Now, you see, once I turn in 50 smart platings, it's going to unlock Tier 3 and Tier 4. So if we go over here to the hub, if I can move 1,000 miles per hour, you may notice this is Tier 2. So that means this one and this one are Tier 3 and 4. So once we get to smart plating, we can do that stuff. It looks like the only research I haven't completed is the jump pad, which requires rotors. So we're not going to do that quite this second because we want to automate rotors, which is probably going to be today's project. So let's go ahead and figure out how we want to do that, right? So in a constructor, which we're going to place one down real quick. If we look inside of it, constructor. Oh wait, no, we need to place a assembler. Oh, I don't have any friggin' rotors. One second. Sorry about that. So, we need to place an assembler, but I need some rotors. How are rotors made? They are made. And if you're wondering how I did that, I pressed N on the keyboard. Nails and rods. Could make nails and rods right here and do a setup right on top of it. Let's see. But fitting something in here might be a bit tight. We kind of want the assembler on the bottom, don't we? We're going to make a few rods just to make the rods. Okay, let's go grab... Well, let's just go to a crafting bench and see if we... Actually, I know we don't have enough nails, so let's grab some nails. This is literally the only thing I could probably ever see myself needing nails for. Is making rotors. Might need some more rods, though. Grab some... There we go. Now we can make some rotors real easy. Let's go over here. Whip me up a few. Alright. Movie magic. Alright, let's go. So, assemblers. Let's see, we're going to need 2 lines. So let's start, we'll build the build right here for now. And this is going to make rotors. It needs 20 iron rods per minute as well as 100 screws per minute. Okay. So odds are we're going to need to make the second level where we're going to have the stuff for this. Is that going to be tall enough? I don't know. Let's find out. If it is, we'll go with it. But if it isn't, I guess we'll have to figure something else out. But we're going to need at least 2 constructors. Actually, they need to be kind of pointing that way, don't they? Alright. Do a couple roofs here. I'll just take out these 3 because they're going to be in our way. So we're going to need 2 constructors right side by side. So let's try to line it up with their individual little holes here. The best we can, anyway. Well, I think it'd be easier to actually work backwards with the conveyor belt. So if I do that... Oh, I don't like clipping. I think that's the right level. Yeah, I think it is. So, can we hook up constructors directly to the end of this? If I rotate it. hook up one there. Can I directly hook up one there? No, I cannot, so I can't do that. I'll put it one space over here and here. All right. What the heck? Oh, I did put these backwards. Doy. Working backwards like that's a pain. Back one more space. Yeah, right there. Now, should hook up fine. Set up another one right next to it. Oh. Can't hardly see from that angle. There we go. Did this one just kind of line up? Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, let's line it up like that and then shove it in. There we go. That looks a little better. Alright. So, one needs to be producing 100 screws per minute. One needs to be producing 20 rods per minute. So, we go in here. Rods needs to be producing 20. Let's bump this up to 20. Awesome, there's the 20 rods we need, and this needs to be producing nails, 100 of them. That's producing 40, it's producing 80, we need more power cells. Which I think I put some over here in this thing, which I really don't need to have in this thing. So I'll take them. There we go. Alright, where were we? Over here. Alrighty. So, like I said, we need to make 100 rods per minute, so set that to 100. Oh, it's maxed. Nice. And it needs 25 rods per minute. So we're going to have to put yet another level up here. Are these hanging off by that much? Damn, they are. I don't like that. Wish I'd have known that sooner. I would have put them a little closer. You know what? Let's do that. Tear that down, tear that down. I want it to line up with that foundation so I can tear that upper foundation down. So, yep, right there. I probably could have left that actually. Damn, that would have been smart. Oh well. Pick these up. New constructors. Stop that. Think that'll line up? If I place it here and go to put this connected to it, will it line up cleanly? It'll hang off by like a tiny smidge. I can probably get it one space closer actually. Constructor. Yeah, right there. That looks good. Got another one right next to it. Oh, I don't need one above that one. Okay, plop this down right there as well. Should be perfectly lined up with the edge. Now, if I were to do this, oh, I need to rotate this actually. Boop, boop. Now, if I were to take this and hook it up, nice. Oh, this needs to be a tier 2 because that's going to be. Wait, no, that's only sending rods down. This will have to be a tier 2 though. So this is going to be pretty. Wait, what the hell? Oh, that's right, I moved them. Need my nails. Oop. And this needs to be producing 20 rods. Oop. There we go. 100 nails, 20 rods. And we need 20 rods to perform that act. Oh, no, it's 25 rods. That's right. 25. Right? It was 25? Yes, 25 rods per minute. And with that, we're going to need some iron, so we need to pipe it in. We can probably... Yeah, right over here is probably good. We can delete that stuff. Pop one of these down. Boop, boop, boop. Same level as that one. Yeah, right there. Okay, center, 1, 2. Okay, so straight. Okay, like I said, center, 1, 2. So I can run it straight into there. I also have iron rods down here that need to have resources brought in, which I can do it, I think, right through there. I may have to bring it down a little. Hold on. Oh, wait, this is the output. The input's right over here. Yeah, I can probably make it work. Okay. We'll look into that in a second, but let's hook these back up. Yeah, let's just do that. Don't need to get fancy dancy with that, but I do need to upgrade. This is the nails, right? Yeah. Tier 2. Okay, that just goes straight in, so 6, and then tier 2. There we go. Upgraded those, so that way they can actually handle 100 nails per minute. Alright. And let's see here. Last thing is to get these hooked up. Okay. Let us go like this. One layer higher. There. Okay. And just to line this up with everything temporarily, we're going to set up a couple of these. Those are going to go away here in a second. Okay, let's do this. I want it to go, yeah, down the center. 1, 2. Yeah, center it with that stuff. There, 1, 2. Oh wait, no, I need it to be on the edge of this actually. And 1, 2. It's on the right level, right? It is not. That explains a lot. Let's fix that. Is that the right level? No, still not the right level. Gosh dang it. Why is that so difficult? That might be the right level. No, it's too low. I guess I'd rather have it too high than too low. That's annoying. You know, it's fine. Well, I'll just take out that, and then take out these, because they're not required here. Not a huge fan of that hanging thing, but you know what? It'll work. And this will produce the, yeah, cool. Cool. And now, if I hook all this up to power, power, see how many lines I got here. Set up another line right. Oh, I see why it doesn't like it. That's okay though, I'll deal with it. 1, 2. I wish I had the wall mounts. That would be a lot better here. 3. And then finally, we got an extra. Yeah, right there. Now, the only thing is to hook it up. So we can do that pretty quickly off this line right here. Like that. Oh, I don't have enough plates on me. Hold on. Let's go grab some stuff real quick. Oh, itchiness. There we go. Alright, plates should be like right here. Boop, 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 boop. Some plates. Some case, grab some more rods. Don't need nails. Some concrete for sure. Should really keep this stuff on me when I'm doing builds, but it's okay. Okay, let's take a look. Um, okay, yeah, that's right. We were working on this. Boop. Okay, gotta hook up the lines here. See, watch how easy this is to add an extra line down these. So that's why I tried to make this really tall, so it could fit up to 9 lines. Technically it could do a 10th, but it was clipping through the floor and I didn't like that, so I just stuck with 9. So I was able to get quite a bit, and this is what, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walls tall, and I was able to get 9 lines in with 5 walls. Like I said, I could have got 10, but I didn't want to do the clipping. So, yeah, anytime you have to add an extra line, as long as you're giving yourself plenty of space for conveyor belts, you can start with the bottom one and have the bottom one be the first storage and just stack it as you're going. You can do a temporary storage. I just wanted to go overkill and do it all at once because I was just not wanting to deal with it on camera, and I didn't want it to be something that we kept rebuilding over and over again. So I love the design we went with. Okay, so what we need to do here is pick one of these guys. We need to line it up. I think that's lined up. Let's see here. Well, easier thing I could do is just rotate this twice. 1, 2, 1, 2. And if everything's stacked up the way I want it to, I should be able to do this. Can it go down here? No, it's too steep. Okay. Now, if I were to, let's say, wait, where is it? Number 6. Boop. And rotate that way, maybe it'd work? Oh, it's not going to be a clean rotation, is it? Okay, then better yet, let us span this temporarily. One, two, boop, boop. Stack it up. Now tear that down. 6. Attach it here. Make sure it's at the ground level. And please tell me this lines up. It does. Awesome. Now, I'll just hook it up. Go right there. Now, we can actually tear this down and these two foundations down. Tear that down. Cool. Look at that. Now we have the rotors flowing directly into the system. It was that easy to set up new automation. This is the importance of having a good storage system as early as possible. Setting up these factories is a lot easier. And we've already got rotors, automatic. Now these will build up over time, and that's a new resource in our repertoire that we no longer have to handcraft. Thank God, because those things are a pain in the butt to craft. It's not going to be super fast, and it'll take some time to build up. It'll probably be building these for quite a while. But these I know will get used even in just building stuff. I know when you're building like the coal generators and stuff, they require these. So we're going to need quite a few of these. But that's one more resource down that we do not have to manufacture manually anymore. It will manufacture them at a rate of 4 rotors per minute. Oh god. That's going to take ages to fill. Because I think they stack up to 100. Maybe it's 200. I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure it's 100. 100 rotors. And you can fit, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at 3 rows in one of those big storages. So that's 27 divided by 4. Well, I guess, let's see here. 2,700 rotors to fill up one of those chests. 2,700 rotors, and this does 4 a minute. So if you divide that by 4, that's how many minutes it's going to take to fill that thing. Or we can just do that right here, divide by 4. 675 minutes. Okay, 675 divided by 60 seconds. Wait, no. Times 60 seconds. Well, no, that's how many hours it's going to take. 11 hours is what that was. That was the way I was trying to go with that. I don't know why I was trying to do seconds. Check this wall. I don't remember doing that. I didn't finish it apparently. Whatever, I ain't too worried about that. But anyway, we've got our first entire line of resources flowing in. One thing I wanted to take a look at with you guys before we move on to, say, the modular frames, which will probably be the next thing we're crafting, which we're going to start a whole new factory, which I'm going to clean this up and close it off eventually to make it look better. But this is just what it looks like exposed. I don't hate it. It could be cleaner, but it is very compact, which is what I appreciate. And it's all being merged into one set of lines, which I also appreciate, which I may clean up these belts a little bit and have them run underneath the meat so it looks a little cleaner there. The only thing that's going to suck about trying to do that is setting up this one. I may just run that, combine these and run this line underneath behind these guys and then run that thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out a bit. I can make this cleaner right here just so it all looks nice and neat, and I can just put a building around it, and that's our first factory. And then we can start a new one later. All additional factories beyond this are probably going to take a lot more space than this one did, because this is just making the bare basics. So it's a very clean, very compact little factory. But the future builds are probably going to be a lot heavier. We'll probably be doing something like this for like 1 or 2 belts. So let's get back into it. Actually, guys, looking at it, we're already at the 36-minute mark on the video, and I want to keep these short. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I did get to show you guys off the base, and we did manage to get some more infrastructure going. We now have rotors coming in. Next episode, we'll finish this up. But guys, that's going to have to do it for me. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell down below to let you know when I upload videos to YouTube. Also, be sure to leave a comment down below if there's anything you want to see, or if you want to comment on how my factory looks. If you're a professional Satisfactory player, you got way better skills. I'd love to see some of your blueprints if you want to send them to me. We haven't unlocked blueprints yet. I think that's in tier 3 and 4. But once we do get blueprints, I would love to add some people's builds to this if somebody wants to participate. If you don't know how to build in this game, I will be showing it off once we unlock the blueprints on here. They are super awesome for making quick factories and quick buildings. Like I said, if you have a design layout, or if you have some ideas for how we're going to decorate this base later, the only reason I didn't decorate it is we simply just do not have any decorations, and some of the decorations we couldn't build even if we did have them unlocked, which next episode we will be looking at this probably first thing before we do anything else. But that's going to have to do it for me, guys, and I'll see all of your beautiful faces in the next video. Bye, guys.